So guys, another month is over, which means it's time to share with you which perfumes I've been loving and wearing the most during September 2024. So make sure to keep watching this video to find out more about them, and definitely check out the description box for all the helpful information. I will leave some helpful details right there, and would really appreciate if you could give this video a huge thumbs up, as well as feel free to subscribe to my channel. And once you're done with that, we can get started. So guys, please let me know which perfumes you've been enjoying during the first fall months. I can't believe it's over now, but it's probably the best season to pull out many different fragrances. Of course, the delicious and the cozy ones. I don't have many of those though. It's interesting that fragrances I've been gravitating towards the first fall month are rather floral, freshies, or darker perfumes, but I have a few treats on the list as well. So without any further ado, let's get started with the perfume I actually keep right next to my couch, and I wear it literally every single night I'm at home. This is my new homie, and it is actually Une Perfumes dupe on the Celeste, which is the fragrance from Giardini Toscana. I have a sample of that one, and it is fantastic. I've been loving it so much because it reminds me of a gorgeous violet fragrance from Guerlain. Back in the days I used to dislike Insolence, but you know that that fragrance grew on me, and I really enjoy those lipsticky type of violet perfumes because they are, first of all, kind of makeup-y and powdery, but because of the raspberry note, it has the juicy tanginess to it, and it's amazing in the dry down because it's quite vanillic, quite sugary, and there's ambroxan, which is my favorite molecule. It always makes perfumes smell kind of sexy in my personal opinion. I know that it's not everyone's thing, so let me know how you feel about ambroxan, but for me this is kind of like a modernized type of insolence, and it distributes the fragrance so well. Look at this sprayer. I feel like they upgraded these bottles, and by the way, this 15 ml size is perfect. I have a few other fragrances from Une Perfumes. This is branded dupes, niche and designer fragrances, and I love this for it because it's easy to throw in the purse and, you know, be ready to go. So it's amazing, and I wear it literally every single night, and I spray it heavily, like 1, 2, 3 times, because it makes me feel so grounded, so I just, you know, elegant and completed and happy. Yeah, it's a very happy fragrance for me, and it still looks full. So yeah, literally such an investment. Definitely very inexpensive, and I love this violet. If it's your favorite note, this is definitely a must try for you. I will leave a link to their website down below. So basically this is what I'm wearing every single night or evening at home, you know, just relaxing, watching TV shows and stuff like that. But even if you're going out and you really want to smell glamorous, I feel like this is such a perfect fragrance. It just makes me feel so good that I literally want to wear it as a safe blanket all over me. Something else from Une Perfumes as well is their dupe for vanilla powder, and at first I didn't like it very much because it's a very strange fragrance. Typically I'm a huge fan of vanilla fragrances, especially niche vanillas. Most of the times they are very nicely done, but this was weird to me because it smells kind of very salty. I know that there are lactonic notes in there, this coconut powder, heliotrope, and whole ton of vanilla, and I would really enjoy a fragrance with notes like that, but there is something not off-putting, but just very salty in here that threw me off a little bit. A lot of white musk too, and I have no problems with white musk in general, but I don't know, maybe it's just a weird mix of crystallized notes because it feels very powdery, however more dry. You know, I'm a big fan of powdery perfumes, but there was something about this fragrance that wasn't really my cup of tea. However, I just keep it at the door, so anytime I go grocery shopping I wear this fragrance, and now I feel like it's so fun. It's so much fun, especially because it's kind of like a salty vanillic coconut. Super interesting, very powdery. It reminds me of vanilla vibes from Juliette Has a Gun. If you know that perfume, it's also kind of like a summery, salty, breezy type of vanilla. So yeah, that's my grocery shopping fragrance. Let me know if you have a perfume literally for any kind of occasion, because yeah, that's something that I started doing, and then I switch them regularly too. So now let's talk about another type of occasion. It's work. Yeah, and probably by this time you already know that I've been obsessed with Prada Paradox. I bought this fragrance because I had a sample of it, and I won't tell you more details on that if you want to check out the whole history and, you know, story behind this fragrance and how I got it and why it appeared in my collection, check out the video in which I shared with you a whole collection of fragrances in my huge perfume collection that grew on me, which I didn't like at first, but then, you know, afterwards, due to certain reasons, I fell in love with them. And that happened with Prada Paradox. I've been going real ham on it, especially at work, because yesterday was my last day there and I won't be wearing it anymore, but I guess another final spritz will be all right. So this is basically a very modern, clean type of a white floral perfume for women. Think about My Way, think about you know, many other fragrances like Linta D and you know, perfumes in that vein. It has pear note, which makes it smell shampoo. It has moss, which makes it smell kind of elegant. You know, it's not overly Chypre style, but it is just, you know, having that hint in there. It's interesting to have almost like a dirty twist with a sweetness of vanilla, with modernized musks and you know, just molecules of amber. It's a strong perfume, it's a bold one. It has been the most complimented one of the month as well, probably because I've been wearing it the most. So yeah, the most worn for sure, but only because it was my last month at work and I won't be wearing it anymore. I just will be going back in time, maybe if I miss you know, this period of my life, smelling it, maybe spraying it occasionally on me, and that's all. Actually, there is another version of this fragrance which is Virtual Flower. At first I didn't like it either, but then, I don't know, I had a sample and once again, it was kind of nice. So if Prada releases another Paradox flanker, maybe next year or something, who knows, maybe I will check it out. Anyway, let's talk about my chocolate obsession and perfume, which I blind bought because I wanted an Arab fragrance, you know, kind of like that Middle Eastern perfume in which note of chocolate would be big. And this is the only one, Mocha, from the fragrance world that I came across. So I decided, what the heck, you know, it's pretty inexpensive, let's just blind buy it. And I'm so happy that I did, because first of all, this bottle is fantastic. They have like a gorgeous collection of coffee fragrances, and that was the only one with note of cacao in there. So I went for it because it got compared to 1969 online, which is one of my first niche loves. So I just needed to have it. And yes, cardamom in the opening definitely gives me a reminder of that JUS Perfumes fragrance, but in here I feel like is less of that sweet heaviness. Coffee in here is really well balanced with the rose. It is pretty chocolatey, but not like, you know, chocolate bar or like chocolate cake. It smells more like cacao powder mixed with asmanthus. It has something floral in there too, but it's like on the dark side. It's just right amount of cacao, and it's perfect, you guys. This is such a beautiful, a bit darker gourmand in the niche style, because it smells expensive. It's not your typical sweet fragrance that might be challenging for some. I'm so happy with this blind buy. I've been wearing it mostly out just because, you know, it has a bigger sillage, and I really like my fragrance to get noticed when I'm, you know, in a crowded place. So that has been perfect for that. Now let's get back to my working fragrances. Love's Way from Reefs. This is a new brand I'm checking out, and so far I'm really pleased with their fragrances and especially presentation of the bottles. I'm like, come on, so gorgeous. The glass is very high quality, it's thick, the color is on point, the cap is real cute, and the fragrance is just like this extremely fresh tuberose, kind of like My Way from Armani. They are definitely very similar, giving vibes of, you know, that fragrance when you look at the bottle of this one, for sure, right? I mean, like, crazy. No, yeah, this is like a big white floral fragrance, but compared to intense version of Prada's Paradox fragrance, it's less molecular, it's less heavy on amber, it's less sweet, it's definitely more of a pure white floral sea going on in here. Orange blossom, tuberose, that's what I'm smelling, and it smells like living flower. It's not like the one that you cut and put in your vase. No, it smells like a living flower, more like a living floral alley of white flowers, tuberose, jasmine. Think of that intoxication, not in the indolic way, okay? It's not a scary white flower, it's a very easygoing white floral fragrance. That's why I've been also wearing it to work, just spraying it heavily in the morning. And yeah, I could smell it for, you know, a couple of hours, which was real nice. So I didn't have a need to reapply it. Anyway, another beautiful fragrance that is also in the fresh style that I've been loving, because I knew that the new Orienticus exclusive Azure Fantasy will be definitely a little bit too summery for the upcoming months, so I tried to do my best, get most out of this beautiful, extremely fresh, juicy, crisp, citrus fragrance. It smells like bergamot liquor, you know, sometimes you can add bergamot syrup to drinks. It's kind of like that. Ginger with mint in here. It's definitely aromatic. It's super spicy. It's like that fragrance that wakes you up, you know. If you like energizing fragrances and with clean vibe, because musk in here mixed with the woods and ambergris, it smells very clean. It smells like you are maybe on vacation, you went to a very nice hotel somewhere by the ocean, and you decided to smell just very clean and beautiful. It's kind of like that. We also have some clean flowers in here, and I smell them, but mostly I smell ginger, bergamot, mint, and clean musky woodiness. So it's definitely a very easy breezy type of fragrance for summer and spring, but you know, for not necessarily fall or winter, at least not a typical fragrance for that period. Let me know if you've ever worn like those summery fragrances for colder weather. I would really like to know that. But anyway, let's move on to my fragrance for special occasions. Last month I bought Carmina, yay! And I literally don't know where I put it. I have no idea where the bottle's gone, but I have a sample dupe for this fragrance from One Perfumes, and I don't know where it is, but anyway, Carmina is fantastic. It's like the most realistic cherry note. I won't go in, you know, depth describing it. I'm just wearing it out. Any special occasion, Carmina goes on me, and the One Perfumes dupe in the sample format in my purse, so I can reapply it, and it's just fantastic. It's me in a bottle, very romantic, very strong perfume. I've just compared it to One Perfumes dupe in another video, and I also have another video in which I talk about more newer Creeds releases like Delphinius, Queen of Silk, Carmina, Centaurus. Make sure to check out that video. I don't know why it hasn't gotten many views. Please check it out, because those new releases, they've impressed me very much, and maybe I've been saving for a couple of more Creeds fragrances. But now on to the next one, Musk Complexity from New Notes. I've had it in my collection for a while, and I believe I was filming a video or something, and I put it on. I was like, wow, this is so pretty. Why don't I wear you more often? So that's exactly what I started doing. And you guys, this is a very interesting, very complex indeed type of fragrance. It's not overly musky. It's kind of like a misleading name. It should have been called something different. Lemon in here is amazing. It's like if you made yourself a rum cocktail with lemon, with ginger, with dry or no, like frozen red fruits, and then in the dry down there is beautiful sweetness that is spicy and animalic. This is such a sensual fragrance, and it just evolves on skin so pretty, like so sexy. It's a very contrasting fragrance. It's full of exciting elements that come together, very well balanced, and it's perfect for colder weather because it's cozy, it's rounded, it's warm, it's huggy. And I've been wearing it to, you know, like places like restaurant where you can eat, because there is something foodie in that. I don't know, it's just maybe that is the animalic accord, I don't know, but it's super sexy and perfect, like if you're going somewhere and you want to smell sexy but not over the top. It's like very well balanced, as I've said. And you can get the brand new notes from So Avant-Garde, which is a great place online for niche perfumery. I have a discount for the entire website, so in case you're interested in some new fragrances, make sure to check out the link and the discount down below. But yeah, Musk Complexity is something I could easily recommend to you guys if you're looking for a new fragrance in a very pretty bottle with great longevity, because this one, it changes so much, which is definitely very exciting for me personally. I don't need to layer it with anything else, because even on its own it is very complex and exciting. And yeah, sometimes it's fresh, sometimes it's spicy, sometimes it's animalic and dirty, and other times it's more fruity. It really depends, I feel like, literally on the weather condition, on the mood, on everything, even like where I spray it. Is it my skin? Is it the clothing? Oh, such a beautiful fragrance, can't recommend you enough. But let's talk about another gorgeous perfume. Oh my god, that was my evening going out type of perfume. Even if I'm just going with my dog, or yeah, I'm going somewhere. Holy Rose. I've been talking about Holy Rose from Room 1015 for a long time on my channel now, but it's for good reason. It's because it is fantastic. It's like a vampire rose. It's a rose that's on the dark side. It's a leathery rose, it's patchouli rose, it's a rose with this opening. I wish you could smell it, because black currant in here is mixed with the black pepper. So it's a very, oh my god, I almost dropped it, juicy, but like with that pepper in the background, amazing. Rose in here, yeah, it's decadent. It's very vampy, but not over the top. It's not crazily dark. So it's not like strange, but it is mysterious for sure. So it's definitely an evening perfume. If you're looking for something like that, oh my god, check it out. It is definitely unisex. I've featured it in the video in which I recommend it as an alternative to the very popular perfume Portrait of a Lady, which is, to me, definitely way too overwhelming. This is so much better. It's just like perfectly structured. And I really need to point out the dry down of that perfume, because although I love the opening, it's my favorite part, there is something absolutely seductive in the dry down. And it is seductive to the wearer, not necessarily to other people, although it is bold like all perfumes from this brand, and I have discounts on them. So if you're looking for beautiful fragrances with lovely stories, modern designs, I highly recommend you Room 1015. But you guys, Holy Rose is a must try for, you know, the upcoming winter season. It's gorgeous on the outerwear. It just has the texture that is, oh my god. You know, I have a full review on this perfume. Probably I don't need to talk about it too much in this video. Let's better have a look at Valaya, that has always been like fragrance I was dreaming about, and finally I got it from my wish list. I have worn it a couple of times, not necessarily the most worn, but yeah, I bought it and I love it. And for me, it's just like very clean floral fragrance with like green peaches and some watery dry, I don't know, it's weird, but it's pretty. I really like how it smells. And I have a dupe from One Perfumes, even in case it's too expensive for you, because yeah, I definitely needed to save for it, so yeah, I could finally afford it. But with that being said, now let's talk about the last but not least, definitely absolutely out of this world fragrance that is so gorgeous. I mean, like, Dear Karma from the House of Oud was a wow for me when I read about it online. Look at this bottle. They're all handmade. They're all so pretty and so mesmerizing. This perfume, it was a love at first sniff, you know? I've just shared with you a bunch of fragrances that I didn't like at first. This, when I looked at it, I was like, wow. Then I checked the notes and like absinthe, incense, saffron, murky, what else is in there that I don't like? Oh, vetiver, by the way, it's strong in here, but it's interesting that although it has that root-ish and nutty quality of vetiver, and it is one of the key notes that is actually noticeable in this perfume, it is mixed with sponge sugar, so there is definitely something sweet and rosy going on, but it smells very interesting, kind of dark, kind of Middle Eastern. If you like almost oud perfumes, but not like typical oud, not a recognizable oud, not like, oh, this is an oud perfume, you know that feeling? This is giving you an illusion of being oudy, but it's actually not. Actually, there is lather in here mixed with vetiver, with ambergris, with patchouli, probably. That's why I'm getting that, you know, oud feeling, but it's strong. I keep it for special occasions where I don't want to smell romantic, pretty, feminine like I do with Carmina, and that's the time when I reach out for Dear Karma. But to be completely honest with you, I've been wearing it only for the last couple of days, so it's not like the most worn, but definitely one of the most loved fragrances this month. And the final fragrance I want to share with you today is Temple of Auras from Matt Malik, an indie perfumer based in Canada. And this stuff, this is artistic, this is very unique. This is not necessarily like a typical fragrance that I would fall for, because it is on the woody side. There are lots of balms in here, but it is so grounding, it is so cozy, and with now leaves turning, you know, red and beautiful fall colors, and it's windy. There's almost iris in there and some kind of booziness that I think is not coming from the alcoholic accord, but because of the balms. Oh my god, like this is fall in a bottle for me. Sometimes I have fragrance like every season that captures the scent of the season in a bottle, and this year it's Matt Malik's Temple of Auras. He works with finest ingredients. You can smell such great quality in his perfumes, and if you are into artistic fragrances, if you want great quality mixed with creativity, I highly recommend you his brand. And this is definitely not necessarily a fragrance in my style, but he always surprises me with his perfumes, and it's always a pleasure to discover something new from him. And although it's like a woody balmy perfume, which I am typically not much into, this is still so pretty, just because, you know, it is giving me old fall vibes, and it is very atmospheric. So that's how I can describe it. And with that being said, I guess that was all from me today. It was chat, it was pretty long. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know about your monthly favorites below, and if you have any questions left, go ahead and drop a comment. I'm excited to hear from you always, so don't shy away from commenting, guys. It's just like so exciting to get your feedback and to see a thumbs up. Of course, if subscriptions grow, it's always a very, very grateful moment for me. So thank you so much for watching this video and taking time to spend it with me. Maybe these are some informative videos so you can get like a better idea of what I've been truly loving and actually wearing during the month, because I test so many other fragrances in the background, but these have been in my perfume routine. So I hope you enjoyed. Please follow me on my social media to stay in touch, and have a good one. Make sure to stay tuned and smell good. We'll see each other in next video. Bye guys.